Hello and welcome to the Daily Race. This is all dungeons, keys, and boots, meaning they should all have boots. I'm Goron1988, and I am here with Briceratops. How are you today, Briceratops?
Oh, I'm ready to get excited for some rando key insanity. This is going to be quite the race for sure. We have two fantastic runners, Top Specialist and Captain 1977 on our restream today. Very excited there.
Yep, definitely good. And yeah, it'll just be interesting to see how they run. Yeah, really. I definitely know that Captain 1977 is a good runner. Myself, I've seen him play a few times. I don't know so much about Top Specialists, so...
Well, I know that Cap does all, for sure. While we're getting started here, let's talk a little bit about this mode. So, keys are in the wild. They're everywhere in this game. Also, maps and compasses are all over the place as well, too. Now, we don't know which dungeons are crystals and which ones are pendants until we find those maps. And the compasses will let us keep track of which chests we've found.
Yep. The maps will tell us whether it's a crystal or a pendant. For this mode, it doesn't matter so much, actually, because the only things that matter, because our runners are doing all dungeons, and whoa, that is a bow out of bonk rocks. Basically, the only thing that will matter is what rewards they get. So what we're looking out for in this is what are the 5-6 crystals and what are the pendants, as Top Specialist does a Houlihan, and it seems like Captain 1977 is doing the same.
Yeah, you're right. Being an all dungeon rando seed, we're going to see everything. So it's just following where the items take us. And we're getting rich real early in this seed, making sure that we don't have to do some money hunting later on.
Yep, 300 rupees in Link's house means that Top Specialist is now on, well, over 500 rupees. Kind of makes that Houlihan not seem like the best play, but you never know what's going to happen in a randomizer.
Yes, and just so chat knows that we're going on this journey together, I'm going to admit I'm a little shaky in my key knowledge. Goran, I know that you have a lot more confidence in yours, but chat, feel free to help point the way with us on this one, okay?
Yeah.
And of course, speaking of pointing the way, we have Roti as our tracker. So big thanks to Roti as well for keeping all the knowledge straight for us.
Yeah, definitely. Just thank you so much, Roti. Talking about keys, my experience is, of course, from the tournament, commentating Key Sanity and Inverted Key Sanity. And I'll try to explain everything that's interesting in a All Dungeons key seed as Top Specialist picks up his map. And, sorry, bow. That's a bow, that's not a map.
We did get the map from Eastern Palace in the back of the closet, and then also Sharastala let us know that Pod is the green pen. So that's a little tidbit to know.
That's some very good knowledge, and that's why a lot of these runners are going go to Sahasrara early. We see that Captain is now going for Uncle, whilst Top Specialist is going for the woods, eventually into Kakariko Village. Yeah, we'll just see the action unfold. And yeah, then I'll say about my knowledge about keys. There are definitely a few keys that are more important than others in this mode. Although, actually, I am going to ask you this, Briceratops. Because the GT Big Key is completely out there in the whole seed, I'm happy to call it now. If anybody wants to say where the GT Big Key is right now, and we'll see if you're right. It can be anywhere in this seed.
Get your numbers in chat. 1 to 216, something like that, right?
We're not counting that much, but if you want to say locations,
Yeah.
we'll try to take note of it, and you can always say I won effectively, or I was the closest.
Yeah, well, I don't know how to put a prediction up, but let's put a little guess. Do you think it's gonna be in the light world or the dark world?
I'm gonna call that it's vanilla. Okay, I don't mean vanilla. I'm giving myself a bit of leeway here. I'm gonna say the GT big key is somewhere in GT. And
Well,
if you want to pin me on that, I'm gonna say rando room bottom left chest.
I mean, odds are it's probably going to be in Ganisaur because that's where the greatest density is. But I'm feeling like I'm getting deep in my soul, in my very essence. I'm feeling like it's Miss Remeyer.
Got it. So, top specialist is now checking CAC well, whilst Captain 1977 is doing mini Moldom Cave, bottom strats. That's a small key to Skull Woods, so that's useful. You need 2 GT small keys in order to climb the tower. That's in the well. I noticed that there was a flippers in mini Moldom room, and that's about it, really.
That's about it.
Runners.
Yep. Nice bottle find in Kakariko, so that's also handy as well.
Because, yeah, you can just turn in the bottle into Sick Kid and get something. And that's an unfortunate death from Captain 1977. Whether it means he doesn't choose Ice Rod Cave after this is, you know, it's there. I thought that said it's a small key to Ganon's Tower. That's enough to do both of them. A small key to Desert Palace. There's only one small key in Desert Palace. This is top specialist checking Blind Hut. And the big key
Big key for Swamp, and the flute as well, which is another nice Kakariko find. So, the village being rather pleasant today so far.
From a key point of view, we're just waiting on that big key of Desert Palace, and then Desert is completely fine as top specialist activates his flute. I'm gonna note all this down, so give me a second. Yeah, so both our runners are doing alpha checks for each other, so this is normal for light world checks. Well, because this starts off with boots, we'll see if library's anything good, and if they'll get it, just 5 rupees right now.
Yeah, with the boots and now the flute unlocked as well, we're going to have some early mobility, which means checks are going to be coming fast and hard. Now that's a compass on race game, which will let us know how many chests have been opened in any particular dungeon. Not a bad item, but not an item that top specialist is thinking he's going to need.
Yeah, there is a specific logic to do with the maps and compasses. This is something I do not know on, so chat, if you want to help, please let me know. But generally, getting the maps and compasses, it gives you a bit more sort of safety in trying to clear something. You know, you think you might miss one item in a specific dungeon. If you've got the map and compass, it just means that you might be more likely to dip that because you're like, well, I've got effectively everything else. Top specialist is right here going to give us an Gina check. So let's see. This is something that with the flute, it isn't that out of the way, but runners can still miss this. Oh yeah. Also, to clarify, as far as I know with this mode, I am a bit new to this specific mode, but a lot of modes like this, 7 crystals should unlock Ganon's tower, but of course you cannot defeat Ganon without defeating all dungeons. So it's
And
possible.
that includes Castle Tower as well.
Yes, it should do
So
that.
you will see at some point the Agate climb, usually right before going to see the pig.
Yeah. So yeah, there might be an item in Ganon's tower that, of course, you need for a pendant dungeon.
So we have the flippers, we have some cash. When are we gonna go to the Zora area?
Quite soon, I'd assume.
Well, there's not much we can check in Eastern Palace. We can't get into Desert Path right now either. Does seem like the most dense place to go next. But with that bow in hand, it seems like Eastern is going to be coming fast and hard to the runner. Oh, unfortunate death of our top specialist. Those crabs are they can be a little pinchy. They can be a little pinchy.
I mean, as this mixes up everything, there's what, 5 checks in Eastern Palace that our runners can do, and 3 in Saha. I think that would be a good play here. Another thing that might be a bit overlooked is that you can rescue the old man and check Spec Rock Cave. So those
That's
are
true.
possibilities as well, but...
And there's also Escape. Was that a medallion? That happened really quickly.
That was, I don't know why that happened so quickly, but it was a medallion. I think it was Ether, but I can't be 100% on that one.
Well, we're about to see it again here.
Chat is saying Quake. Yes, it is Quake.
Quake. Man, chat, your eyes are insanely quick. That was impressive. Speaking about insanely quick, we're zipping across Lake Hylia with a fancy water walk.
Yeah, definitely nice to see this. And Captain is going to go onto the bridge, and basically both our runners are close to being synced up at this point, having not as many checks to do between them. They're both doing the same thing. Captain is fluting away, just to save.
He's gonna set up another water walk, and then go see the well in Zora's area, or behind the waterfall.
Yep. So there are 4 checks here. There's the 2 in Waterfall Cave, and then there's Zora Ledge and Zora. So this is possibly a good time to look at it. The only better time, if you'd want to put this off, is hoping for the Mirror on Catfish, and that is big. Those are the gloves and the big key to Eastern Palace. So, Eastern Palace is now out of logic, full clearable, and the gloves, well, they'll give stuff like Back of Escape, really.
Yeah, out of logic because we don't have the lamp, which, Zora might give us in a moment here. But one of the easier dark rooms for most runners in the Zelda rando community. So I don't think that that's going to be a big deterrent for Captain or top specialist.
Yes, if I was going to take a guess, I'd say both of them will probably rush Eastern Palace and finish it. There's just no reason why not to at this stage. You've got... well, in all fairness, one of our runners did do Sahasra's Hut, and I remember it having a map, but not much else. But you've still got Eastern Palace, and there should be 6 chests in there.
We have Eastern Palace. Yeah, and then there's also the basement of Hyrule Castle that is possible to us.
Yes. Yeah.
For that, we're kind of running out of
yeah.
running out of options.
But, yeah. Just because, it needs to be done because this is all dungeons. That's why I'm just saying that's probably the play here. I might be wrong.
Well, both top specialists and captain are agreeing with that play as we head into Eastern Palace. We got a big key in hand, so we can at least make it into the back. We have a bow, so that we can put the you can get past the eyeball guy and put the Armos Knights down. And there is our hook shot.
Yeah, so the hook shot in the first chest. This will actually give Paradox Cave in East Death Mountain. Another thing to note, Captain 1977 has the compass for this dungeon, which actually means that you see if it's a pendant or crystal. We know that it's a pendant. We know that it's not the green pendant because the green pendant is part. So, there you go. And the second item not being much.
Yeah. Now, I know this was mentioned earlier in chat. We're going to see every single pendant dungeon. We're going to collect every single pendant because that's the name of this mode. Which means one of the checks that we could potentially see is the pedestal.
Yeah, sorry.
Would you blindfold Ped? Would you bother that?
Okay, so if you're a professional runner, you might.
If you're making the big bucks during rando.
Yeah, definitely. You do it, but I always enjoy seeing a runner who cares about chat, who cares about us as commentators. So if it was me personally, of course I would pull Ped blind. Like, you have to, don't you? That's what the chat wants.
Style points alone.
Exactly. Style points. And here we see Captain 1977 doing one of... Well, I don't know if seeing with the hook shot is seeing or not. But we don't see Captain 1977 throughout the dark rooms, but we know from the key count and loss of the key count that he's made it through successfully.
That was well executed for sure.
Definitely. For a lot of dark rooms, it's better. That's a small key to Skullwoods, putting it up to 2, I believe. A lot of dark rooms, you're going to want to be holding out your sword a lot more in order to find out where you are. It's harder with stuff like the hook shot, so this truly is a masterclass in how to do these dark rooms. And now Captain 1977 is going through the Igor room. He's using arrows to try to either probe where the Igor is, or to try to just kill the Igor outright. He knows that there's one Igor to left, as much as I can sort of feel with all of this, and he's...
Yeah, this is a little bit of a trickier one, and with 14 arrows, having to reset here. There we go.
The Igor is dead, the key is released, and now what Captain 1977 needs to do is lift apart in the top left, which he does because you see the magic going up and go up the staircase. So that should be successful as long as he goes up the staircase, which he does. So that's good for him.
Now, one thing I want to talk about here, Goron, to note, you mentioned that they had to pick up the key that a monster dropped. Now, this is key sanity. Keys are located all over the world, but what keys remain where their vanilla location is any key that is dropped by a monster, any key that is under a pot. So that's the reason why we had to be diligent about picking up the key in that room.
Yes, exactly. Yes, that is very important to say. That there are some keys that remain the same, but those normally aren't counted in these in a lot of calculations because these runners know where all of these are and will just pick them up effectively.
Igor is being a little unhelpful there, but Captain makes it through, and we're going to find the Armos Knights here.
Yep, Captain is doing this one of the standardized ways. One of the Armless Knights goes out of there, but yeah, quite a clean fight. Gets the Ice Rod for that. That must
Nice
be
fight.
good for Turtle Rock, because we know we need Turtle Rock at the moment. And
Yeah,
that is Captain's first dungeon.
Yes, so pretty confident that we know where the lamp is, somewhere in Hyrule Castle. Probably in, we have access to the back with the glove, or the basement.
It could be in Paradox Cave, to clarify, because that hookshot was early. Top Specialist having some problems in the Eastern
Also true.
Palace Dark Room, although
Yep.
he's just gone through it now, so that's really good to see. And Captain 1977 is going to do another set of Dark Rooms. This is to get the Old Man and the item that the Old Man gives, effectively.
One thing that we also haven't talked about yet is these two runners are not the only runners running this race right now. There are 12 runners running simultaneously. We just happen to have Top Specialist and Captain 1977 volunteer for the restream. So
Yes.
it'll be interesting to see how the divergence shakes out, not just between these two, but between all 12 racers today.
Yes, definitely. At the moment, there's not too much divergence in the map. The place with the biggest density would be East Death Mountain currently, but there's still options available, and we'll see if Top Specialist decides to do something like Hyrule Castle. Top Specialist definitely having some
getting a
trouble
little
with
bit bullied from the Armos Knights, unfortunately.
Although, the thing is, with this fight, considering that they don't have swords, you have to be really careful with your ammo. At the moment, there needs to be 6 shots. Yes, Top Specialist gets it quite well, and that's the end, so...
There, he collects his Ice Rod.
Yep. In the meantime, Captain 1977 is in Paradox Cave, and that's a Fire Rod in Paradox Cave, which is going to help with a lot of lamps, and there's 5 more on the top.
Excellent bomb placement.
Yes, definitely. So, is there anything? There's a sword. A sword is very useful for quite a few things, really. And there's the lamp.
It's the lamp.
So...
And the compass for Eastern, less useful for us now. We're getting the first look at the back of Escape on Top Specialist side, and we're getting a nice bomb drop from the captain.
Small key to Ice Palace will help with navigation. That's the Moon Pearl. The Moon Pearl definitely needed, so Captain will need to go here eventually. Seeing what's on the floating island, just 20 rupees. So Moon Pearl and back of Escape, very necessary. Now for Dark World access, it either needs to be Cape for Aga, which the runners will probably do if they get it, or Mitts, or the Hammer.
Or
Those are the options.
Or there's one other option, Master Sword for Aga as well.
Yes, true. Master Sword for Aga would also work.
I don't know where this music is from, but it's very adventurous sounding. There's our hammer, and that would be our Dark World access on Top Specialist's side. Chrono Trigger. Chat, I have a sad confession. I have never played Chrono Trigger.
Me neither.
I know it's one of those must-play games, but I haven't done it yet. But the music's inspiring me to do it.
Definitely. You can see the guard dropping a key there. Exactly as you said, Bryce, there are tops. Certain keys will, always be on certain enemies. There is one thing to note about, specifically about Escape, is that there is one key door in the back of Escape that is locked by a key that's going to be in, well, could be anywhere in the world, really. Top Specialist freezing the guard and using the guard as a weapon.
More style points, and there is the big key for this dungeon. And the second shield, gross.
Let's see. So, loads of options available to Top Specialist. Top Specialist hasn't been up the mountain. May leave this waiting for Mitts, for instance, in order to make it to Dark Death Mountain as well. But we'll just see where he goes. It seems to be Hype Cave at the moment.
I like this check. This is a nice, easy dense check. Once you get to the Dark World.
Okay, so we've got a Crystal Turtle Rock, Crystal Thieves Town, and a 5/6 Crystal as Ice Palace. Green Pendant is, well, Pod, as we
knew that already. Yeah.
So there are 5 items here. Captain is just losing a bit of health before facing off against that. And small key to Misery Mire might help with Misery Mire, but I didn't see anything big in Hype Cave.
Hype Cave living up to his name as usual. No, if they named that cave Disappointment Cave, it would be 10 out of 10 every time.
So, Top Specialist is going to the bomb shop to find out where the 5/6 crystals are.
Ice Palace and Hera.
Yeah, so Hera is the 6th crystal. And Top Specialist is now going to be doing Stumpy and the Graveyard Digging game. Sorry, the digging game.
You made it way more morbid. Way more morbid that way.
I was mixing up my video games. My apologies, okay?
Up at the desert. Once again, thank you to our tracker, Roti. There's a lot to keep track of in this particular game. Checks are coming fast and hard. Please give him a follow, as well as our runners, Captain and Top Specialist, for putting on a great show for us as we work our way through this particular rando.
So that's...
And chat, I know that I bring you great shame for never playing Chrono Trigger. I will make it my mission to do so. What was that? Oh, that was just a small key from Gan's Tower.
And that was 20 digs for a blue boomerang. And yeah. So we'll see where Top Specialist goes now. I mean, Village of Outcasts might be a nice play, to be honest with you. Just trying to
Village of Outcasts. Skull Woods, we have the keys. So moving through that one shouldn't be too bad.
Yeah, to clarify, we do not need the big key for Skull Woods, so that is basically... I wouldn't know about chess, but Skull Woods would be clearable, especially with 2 small keys.
Now, with a hammer or fighter sword and 6 hearts, Moth Fight is not like that enticing. Unfortunately, Top Specialist getting kissed by a pterodactyl there. That could be a tough fight with the Moth.
And Captain has seen what's on Pyramid Ledge. It appeared as though there was nothing as he skipped it. Captain is going to go up and do Catfish. And Top Specialist is fluting to 2, perhaps going to fill his bottle with the ultimate potion. So top specialist is fluting back to 5 with a bit of added safety. Since this is a low point, just to remind you, both runners, excellent people. Make sure to give them a follow if you're enjoying what they're giving us on Restream tonight. And they are definitely, being wonderful to the community by allowing themselves to be restreamed for all of us to watch.
Yes, absolutely. Now, one other aspect of this mode is we tend to see a lot of double dips and triple dips. I think Top Specialist is going to give us our first of probably quite a few dips into Pod. Pod being one of the more key dense dungeons. So we do have the hammer, we do have the bow, we do have the means to get all the way to the back. We don't have all our keys yet, and I don't think we have our big key for Pod either.
We do not have the big key for Pod. The one thing I would say is that I don't know about every mode, but 4 small keys should be enough to fully clear Pod in any mode. It might be 3 in this specific mode, but chat, if you could help with that, that would be helpful. Yeah, Top Specialist can go all the way to the back here, but without the big key cannot defeat Helmasaur. That's because Top Specialist has the bow, so we'll be able to give us information on 2 chests here.
Well, the captain is taking our advice and is heading into Skull Woods. He has a few more hearts and has that fighter sword along with the hammer. So that moth fight, if they choose to go that far, should be doable, but still a tricky one. I do not envy any person who does a moth fight with a fighter sword.
Yeah, so there should be 8 chests here, which should be the 2 normal items, 3 keys.
There's a silver.
No, that's silvers.
That's a nice find.
That's going to make the game a lot easier, as the silvers can one-shot a lot of stuff. Map and compass and the big key. And speaking of a big key, that is the big key for Ice Palace. Oh wait,
Sarah.
I didn't see Top Specialist side. So the big key for Tower of Hera was on in Pod then. Ah, nice. So yeah, the big key of Ice Palace was in Skull Woods. Top Specialist is going to give us a few more checks here in the back of Palace of Darkness. That is the Cane of Samaria, which is very nice. And yeah, Top Specialist, no more checks, so is getting out of here. Let me just...
So we have Goron. We have 2 rods. We have we know the knowledge of 2 rods. And we know where the Cane of Samaria is. Are you thinking that Turtle Rock is going to be one of the earlier dungeons?
I don't see it with a low number of key counts. I believe that Turtle Rock needs about 3 keys, and you would need the big key to get further, and specifically Laser Bridge. So not possible.
That's true, but you forget that this is a mode that sometimes requires you to multi-dip dungeons.
Yeah, well, that's why I'm saying it would take you at least 2 keys in order to get to Laser Bridge. Once the 2 key threshold is gone, maybe dip for Laser Bridge and hope for a 3rd key, and hope for the big key as well, but I don't think so soon Turtle Rock would be a good enough dip. We still... I don't believe... Well, nobody can really check on medallions. We would need mitts anyways, so Turtle Rock
we're missing the Titans and mitts, and they could be God knows where at this point.
And just also clarifying on what I said, I was just thinking about pod logic. Top Specialist... Sorry, just thinking. Yeah, Top Specialist probably missed 3 chests in Palace of Darkness in the back. because getting that Cane of Samaria.
Captain 1977 going ham on all those Gibdodes. Still has a shot left with his fire rod for the moth. Now, every time I come, I say this. This game, the original Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past, is a game designed for kids. And whatever game designer thought up this Mothula fight room with all the spikes and the conveyor belts is an absolute sadist. And poor Captain realizing that it's a particularly gross fight, unfortunately, there. Yeah.
I like to think it might just be me, but whenever I face off against a moth in a video game, it just doesn't go well. I don't know why. Anything else you can throw at me, dinosaurs, you can throw at these runners, anything, but you throw a moth at them. It's just, the moth is the final boss of everything, in my opinion.
It's definitely one of the more unfair bosses in this game, to be sure.
But yeah, that is most of Skullwood's cleared out. They don't have the big key, so they can't do the big key chest.
Yeah,
And
I
Captain...
I was going to say, Top Specialist doesn't have the fire rod. He didn't pick up the fire rod from Paradox Cave. So he is going to take a rain check on his date with the moth.
Just look at that sink, though. It's gone as soon as I say it. Top Specialist is now checking bumper ledge and just a piece of art there. Not that they can get it, they need the cape in order to do so. And I think this has to be Village of Outcasts now.
It is definitely a pretty dense play. Have access to the first 4 easily, at least.
Well, I mean, they've got the map of Swamp Palace, so they'll... Oh yes, it was Swamp Palace. That is a crystal. Again, just to clarify, it doesn't matter in this game whether runners complete pendants or crystals, apart from the fact that, you know, Janen's Tower is locked behind all crystals, Pyramid Fairy is locked behind the 5-6 crystals, you know, Ped is locked behind all 3 pendants, woo, and of course Sahasrara is, you know, locked behind the green pendant. So it doesn't seem as though there's much here, really, in Village of Outcasts or Thieves Town. Because our runners do not have the Thieves Town big key, they cannot complete this dungeon. That is a small key to Turtle Rock, and noticing on Top Specialist side, Top Specialist does already have a small key to Turtle Rock. That will be 2 with mitts. I'd say Turtle Rock might be viable. And
yeah, I'd imagine that he's holding out.
Assuming
yeah, he's holding out, going up to the mountain for the mitts, ideally to, you know, maximize the checks. But that's not how this game always works.
Yeah, so I guess the question is, where do our runners go now? I'm just trying to think with this sort of loadout. What's missing? I can't think of anything that's missing, but I know it's probably just me. Can you think of what's specifically missing that our runners haven't done? I mean, they haven't done Dark Cross.
They haven't done Dark Cross. That is doable with the lamp. Obviously, they still have a date with the Moth.
Ugh.
That might be the bottleneck there. We've done a lot of our overworld checks. We've done Catfish. We've done basically all of the light world right now. We've done Stumpy, I believe.
Yes, we have.
We can't do the Smith chain without the glove. There's a lot of our, we can't get into Swamp Palace with the mirror. Can't get into Mystery Mire area without the mitts.
We can't get into Castle Tower yet without a sword or the cape.
Can't get into the Tower of Hair. Oh, can we get in the Tower of Hair? Yeah, we can go in the back way, I suppose.
Ah, yes, that is a good point. With that hammer, we can go in the back way, so Tower of Hera is possible. And Top Specialist does have the Tower of Hera big key, so this play is going to route it all in, which will be nice.
He'll collect his fire rod along the way and his lamp also.
Yes. So Top Specialist doesn't know it yet, but Tower of Hera will be clearable for him. The only thing that's missing for Tower of Hera is the Tower of Hera small key, which locks one possible check. Well, one check, but let's just hope that that check, which is Tower of Hera basement, is either a map or a compass.
I mean, it could be anything, right? Because the maps and compasses are anywhere in the world, so it's normally a check that a lot of runners feel comfortable skipping, but probably less so in this particular mode.
To clarify, I did mean a map or a compass in general, as those the least valuable, really, out of everything that they could get, like a key, like, the mitts, for instance. That sort of thing.
Fair enough. But yeah,
Yeah, Captain is going to be doing a Nagina check. Top
yeah.
Specialist is doing Old Man at the moment, so, yeah, I think Tower of Hera has to be the play here.
Either that or the Moth Fight. It's one of these two.
And Top Specialist is out of Death Mountain with... Oh, that's an unfortunate death for Top Specialist. That means that he'll need to be doing the whole cave all over again, really.
Yeah, that's a shame. Those dead rocks are deadly.
It's in the name, isn't it?
I mean, yeah.
Captain...
Basically, jerk rocks is what they are.
I guess. Captain 1977 is going up the mountain again, is going to make it to Tower of Hera. Before Top Specialist has finally taken the old man home, and is going to be doing all the mountain. I was thinking Turtle Mountain for a second. All the mountain checks before going into Hera. So we'll see things from Captain 1977 first.
Yep.
And from memory, there should be five checks here. Of course, the 6 will be the basement. That's why I was not putting that. That's the book. That's big.
Yeah, and that's an item you could just take right outside and put to... Oh, no, you can't because we don't have the Master Sword, but at least we can know what is on the tablet.
Yeah, that's going to give us Desert Palace access. We can't complete Desert Palace without the big key, but it's still access nonetheless. Captain 1977 doing what's called a Hera pot. in order to skip a lot of Tower of Hera, and is now going to drop down and use the hook shot in order to make his way towards the big chest and check the small chest as well. And
I'd say that was a really smooth Aeropod too. That was one of the fastest, smoothest ones I've seen in a long time.
Ah, I see. Top Specialist. I thought they both had the big key. Captain 1977 does not actually have the big key to Tower of Hera, so if there is something in the big chest, this could make a difference between both of our runners. The big key of Tower of Hera was in Palace of Darkness, if I recall correctly. You called it out, Bryce.
Oh, and there's the Titan's Bits as well. That's a nice find while we're on the mountain also. So that is going to make Dark Death Mountain instantly accessible. But you're right, Top Specialist having the Hera big key puts him at a little bit of an advantage if there's anything in that chest.
What's the tablet anything? I missed it, sadly.
I think I saw the word sword, but I'm not sure. Chat, could you confirm that it was a sword on the tablet?
That is bad, though. A sword upgrade locked behind a sword. Captain is...
Sword upgrade locked behind a sword, yes.
Ugh. So, Captain 1977 is going to open up the portal to Turtle Rock. There is a 1 in 3 chance that this is openable. If it is... Oh, it is openable. What Captain will probably do specifically with 1 key to Turtle Rock is he'll probably be checking Hookshot Cave before, since it is already open.
Oh, he's going to be doing nothing because he doesn't have the...
Oh yeah, he doesn't have the cane.
So Top Specialist picked that up when he was in House of Darkness.
Yes,
which
he did.
It seemed like it was a good check before coming up the mountain.
Palace of Darkness is definitely paying off here. Captain 1977 is going through Super Bunny Cave, and that is Blue Mail and a piece of heart.
So Top Specialist is trying to do some bomb strats for the Hera pot, and having a little bit of difficulty with this one. This is a particularly hard setup, the Hera pot.
The good news about this is that if Top Specialist can't
he does have the key.
He does have the big key, yes. Small key to Swamp Palace, that is big. That means that a lot of Swamp Palace is now... I mean, all of it, pretty much. Oh, need the mirror. We need the mirror, and then Swamp Palace is full clearable. That's the big key to Pod. That means that Pod is... Well, it's clearable. It's not full clearable. Which is definitely very good. That means Captain will probably be getting his big key to Tower of Hera.
Now, can I point out something that...
Reign of Samaria soon.
Yes. I'm sorry to interrupt, Goron, but I wanted to point out something here. Top Specialist has made sure that the ground switches are depressed, which is something you don't always see when you see people running up Tower of Hera. Normally, it's the blue ones that are depressed. But this is going to allow him to get all the pots with all the hearts on the floor just behind the Moldor. So he'll be able to stock up on some hearts before he goes into that fight.
Yes.
So that's some good game knowledge on his part there.
That's definitely a good safety. And just seeing... Yeah, I was thinking about the big chest. It didn't seem as though the big chest was anything from what I saw, because... Yeah. So, Top Specialist is now
it
facing
didn't register on my brain either. It didn't register for me either, so it must have been, like, in and then instantly out.
So, Captain 1977 now going back to Skull Woods. I'm just trying to think. It must be that blue mail, whilst Top Specialist picks up his second crystal at about 49 minutes.
And I'd imagine Top Specialist would do the same thing that Captain did, check the ether tablet or not. So you won't get the news about the sword. But then go on to open Turtle Rock.
Yes, and Top Specialist can go completely through Turtle Rock, unlike Captain. Top Specialist is probably just doing Spiral Cave before doing Turtle Rock. This might take some time going back up Paradox Cave, but
I mean, it's
a check to check.
Yeah, this is. There's no easy way to do this in the route that he's in, right?
Definitely, there's no easy way to do this.
But he got some cash, and maybe he can bribe Ganon with it. So there we go.
But yeah, definitely be watching Captain's screen right now because this is Mothra 2.
Yep, the rematch.
Yeah. Let's defeat Mothula here. Captain doing quite well. As soon as I say that, he takes 3 hits, but he was doing quite well.
So he's not using his hammer. He does have a potion, which is great. Not using his hammer. The hammer is a stronger weapon. Unfortunately, the hitbox of the hammer is a little bit wonky. The fire rod is definitely going to be doing. There we go. Some heavy lifting on this fight.
Yeah.
Be careful, bud.
Yeah, this is just suspenseful. 2 hearts, 2 hits.
1 heart.
Yeah, 1 hit right now.
Oh, the hammer is a tough one. It doesn't have that big a hitbox, and you need to be quite close to the moth or register, which puts you right in the danger zone.
Yeah, it's definitely hard to hit things with the hammer. Can agree with that 100%. Top Specialist now getting his blue mail. Captain is going up the mountain. I'm just trying to think specifically why for this one. Must just be Spec Rock Cave then. I don't think we've had this check. It looked like it was just a piece of heart. But yeah, so to clarify, dungeons are available to both our runners. Small key to Tower of Hera was in Hookshot Cave, which I must have missed the first time. That means that both our runners can re-dip Tower of Hera for the basement.
And there's the pod big key, making pod clearable for Top Specialists as well.
Yes, definitely.
Especially since they've already been there, that's going to make a quick route through that one.
Yes, definitely. Although at the moment, the difference between Top Specialist and Captain is that Top Specialist does have that Cane of Samaria, does have 2 Turtle Rock small keys. So, as far as I know, he should be able to make it all the way to the back, hopefully.
Yeah, this is a good play.
How far it goes.
This is a good play because Turtle Rock is a very dense dungeon for item chips.
Yep, you can see with regards to the compass that Top Specialist has, that Top Specialist has 12 items that are in Turtle Rock. And yeah, he should be able to get, I think it's 10 of them because it takes a key in order to get to the center room lava chest. Effectively. Oh yes, he doesn't have the big key, so he can't do the he can't do laser bridge. So actually,
he also doesn't have the mirror, so he can't do mimic cave either. If he was able to get that far.
Yes, true. still, there's a handful of checks here. That's a small key to Skullwoods and 50 rupees. And yeah,
We're going for the trilogy on Captain's side. Everyone channel some really good energy in chat because Captain deserves this.
yes, definitely, for all this effort in facing off against Mothula. Come on, Captain.
Moth, more like barf.
Mothula, just stay still and don't put any spikes anywhere, okay? Just make
just
it
be
easy.
cool. Yeah, be cool.
Oh, this
There we
is
go.
good.
There we go. And the compass for
Ice
Ice Palace.
Yeah.
What an unsatisfactory reward for that effort.
It really is at this point. So,
I have
yeah.
to say that last moth fight went really quickly. Like, definitely dominated that last one. So good on Captain.
Yeah, so Captain is going to check the other chest in Swamp Palace, and that should be... Sorry, Skullwoods.
All blend together after a while, right?
I mean, there are dungeon shuffle options available for Link to the Past Randomizer. We're not experiencing those today.
Okay, so we have to get the pokey here on Top Specialist side. Having only one heart, this is a dicey affair. But he does have a blue potion. He just showed us that in the... Oh, you hate to see it.
Yeah. I mean, it means that one or two items will probably... Yeah, Top Specialist is deciding to go in today, and go in again, and Captain 1977 is now going into Desert Palace, where everything is full clearable except Landmo.
That's right. Now, we don't have the big key for this one. Nice green potion on the... I don't even know what to call that chest. That chest. Every chest has a name. I don't know what the name is of that chest.
I think it's the Desert Palace compass chest. But yeah, normally I'd just say right side Desert Palace. Oh, was it the one further up? That would have been the Desert Palace big key chest then. On the torch, there is a big key. Is Desert Palace locked by boots? No, that's just Skullwood's big chest is locked by boots.
Yeah. Thankfully, that's a quick check. So going back into Skullwoods to check the big chest there, not a major time sink.
Yeah. So Captain has nothing else to do in Desert Palace, so he's going to be fluting away, and Top Specialist is now going to be checking the lava chest in Turtle Rock, just 3 bombs, and is saving and quitting out of there.
Yep, and we're going to get Meyer Shed. And that also happened really fast. Chat, did you catch what the medallion was on Meyer?
No, I didn't, but it seems as though our tracker did, and it is
Bombos. Yeah, good job, Brody.
And we're starting to get our first small keys to the Palace of Darkness. In Maya Shed, Top Specialist fluting away, we'll see where to. This seems like it's a dip to Ice Palace. Top Specialist will be able to, will hopefully be able to Icebreaker to go to the key chest, and yeah. I think if this is done in a specific way, all items can be gotten. But again, if anybody in chat wants to say, you know, Help a commentator out, please.
Yeah, Wake and Ryan asks, is the big key allowed to hold another dungeon's big key? As far as I know, yes. The big key chest allowed to hold another dungeon's big key chest. I believe so.
Yes, it definitely should be. I have seen that many times before. And I have seen specifically, I have seen a big chest hold a big key for a big chest that held a big key. It was just
Gross.
a big key trail.
That's gross.
Yeah. Well, it was interesting to see.
Not as gross as my. I once had a bottle that led to a shovel that led to a mushroom that led to another bottle.
Yes. And talking about the tour, because there is no mirror, Captain 1977 will be doing the Smith Chain soon. This will just be another Purple Chest World Tour, as well as a Blacksmith World Tour, really, because no mirror. Nothing on Bancroft.
And we're going to get an icebreaker from Top Specialist. This will effectively ruin my understanding of the key logic for
Yeah, again, I don't understand the key logic in Ice Palace.
Yeah.
However, I do believe that everything can be gotten in Ice Palace without
There's a little bit of a tough setup, but there we go. We got it, and we got a compass for Dark Palace. Or Palace of Darkness.
Just trying to think. Sorry, Palace of Darkness. I looked away for a second. I thought we already had that.
The compass.
The compass. Sorry, I was very confused. I thought that was somewhere in the somewhere in Dark Death Mountain. The mirror is found, and that was on Smith Chain, so that's going to make the chain a lot better. And the big key for Turtle Rock is...
Big key for Turtle Rock, yeah. That's a nice find as well. Goron, you got a fan club in chat.
I see. Who deserves the fan club is our runners today, so don't worry about me. But yeah, just trying to work all of this out, and I'll write it all down.
And in the tea room, just 6. Now, I didn't notice where this happened. Captain got the mirror, which is leading him into Swamp Palace.
That was Blacksmith's.
Huh. Good find. We got some divergence from our runners here. It'll be Swamp Palace. We do have the big key and 1 key, so, and then there's a lot of keys that are on the ground in this particular dungeon. So this one might be clearable if my understanding is correct.
Yeah, the Swamp Palace is completely clearable under this key logic. You only need 1 small key and the hook. Basically, what you need for Swamp Palace in total is the hook shot, the hammer, 1 glove, the flippers, the moon pearl, the mirror, and that 1 small key. You don't need anything else. So Captain 1977 can full clear this dungeon. And Top Specialist is now going down to face off against Cold Stare.
With his half magic in tow, this should be a much easier fight.
Yes, half magic is definitely a nice thing to pick up. with regards to a lot of bosses, and Top Specialist
Yeah,
is making good work of the Cold Stare,
the
and the
fire
Half
rod,
Magic is helping. Yeah, you go.
the fire rod puts away the cotton candy for sure.
I don't think I'd want to eat cotton candy with eyeballs in it, though, if you're really asking me.
Where's your sense of adventure, man?
Normally on the weekends. And Captain 1977 found the map of Dark Palace, so there, we've got the compass and the map of Dark Palace now. Both in different dungeons. Cold Stairs dropping nothing, and that is another dungeon clear for Top Specialist.
So, I suspect we're probably going to see left side swamp here from Captain. That's normally a skip that a lot of runners feel comfortable on with in most modes, but in this particular game, where any chest can have anything in it, essentially, you'll see runners be a little bit more hesitant to make those kind of skips.
I mean, to clarify, we still have the we have the Turtle Rock Big Key, but we have the GT Big Key. More importantly, it seems as though Top Specialist is going to be joining Captain in a swamp play now. And to answer chat, if it's Halloween, yes, I might have an eyeball in my cotton candy. There, I said it. But only on one day in the year.
You heard it here first. Top breaking news. And it looks like we can get a pyramid fairy check from Top Specialist.
Yeah, so that's 2 more checks that we can check. I don't know if Top Specialist has checked Pyramid as well, so that might be just nice for Top Specialist to see what's there. In the meantime, Captain is checking left side swamp, and it doesn't appear as though there's much there. The only sad news about this for Top Specialist is that we all know that the mirror is on Smith Jane, well, on Smith specifically. The mirror does make this a little bit easier, but only a little bit. And Captain is going to be going to the back. And Top Specialist checking the Pyramid Ledge, just 20 rupees. So Pyramid Ledge is a piece of heart and a full heart container. And Top Specialist getting a refill, that is a green potion.
Yeah, a bit of a bust there, but a little bit extra health is never really a bad thing.
Yeah, it just makes lots of our runners a lot more confident in trying to face enemies. I mean, you saw it with Captain, for instance. Once Captain got the blue mail that was in Super Bunny Cave, he decided to go face off against Martha again.
That's right, and we are going to get a catfish check from Top Specialist. I believe we've already seen catfish. So
yes, we have. It was nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah. So Captain has just gotten the second key, small key to Turtle Rock, and now has gotten a small key to Dark Palace. I mean, the thing is that I know that Top Specialist hasn't done Swamp Palace. We know that. I can't remember where that small key Top Specialist has that Captain doesn't have is. I knew it wasn't Ice Palace, but whenever Captain gets that, it might be good to go into... well, still not got the big key, but the Turtle Rock might be playing on Captain's mind at the moment.
Well, maybe. I imagine he wouldn't really seriously be thinking about it until he gets the red cane. To me, it seems like Palace of Darkness is what would be his next calling.
Yes, definitely. Still looking for that cane from Palace of Darkness, yeah. So top specialist is going to be giving us a check of K45. I'm just wondering where he's going. Yeah, he
I think
doesn't
he's going
have
to
the
do the
mirror, so
Smith
he can't
chain.
do.
Going
Yeah,
to do Smith
so
chain and roping K45 along that route.
yeah, once top specialist does do the Smith chain, he'll be able
So
to do K45.
I was
And
watching Top Specialist's screen. Sorry, Garan, and I looked over to Captain just as he defeated the boss there, and I did see Ganon's hammer. I assume it was a small key. It wasn't the big key, right?
I can't verify that, sadly. But yeah,
Chat will let us
can
know.
check.
I'm pretty sure it was just a small key.
But yeah,
Thanks, Mass Credit.
I mean, as you said, Captain is definitely going into pod right now. So
Yeah, I like that play. He's armed with plenty of keys. He has a big key for pod, and checked out enough to be able to make it all the way to the back and fight Helmasaur. It's the right time, and he'll pick up his Cane of Samaria along the way.
And he should only miss out of one item of his choosing, either the big chest or the sort of hallway chest that's at the top of the dungeon. I don't know what it's called. As much as I know with regards to pod. But yeah, as Captain has not done the Palace of Darkness, it will just take him a little bit of time to do all of this before the Helmasaur and the new checks. In the meantime, just trying to think, yeah. So top specialist is going to get the purple chest. Oh, that's harmless Hellway. Okay, thank you.
The one with all the spikes that you can just avoid.
Yeah, Captain is, well, soon going to be getting that Tower of Hera big key, I believe. This is a new check from Top Specialist. I believe K45 is as well. Captain 1977, when he got the mirror, decided to just go to Swamp Palace. And it seems as though Captain is going to be doing Helmasaur first, and then we'll be doing the rest of the dungeon.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense to my brain to break it up, routing wise.
There's normally two options with regards to Palace of Darkness. Either you do everything else first, and then you do Helmasaur, or you do Helmasaur and then everything else first. It makes a lot of sense here, because what if there's another key in on Helmasaur itself? Also, to just notice, it does say that Captain does have, yeah, okay. Does have 3 keys there, so I'm just trying to understand.
So,
must have just picked up a key then.
you know where the boss is? Okay, so there's a map on Bombos. We got our red boomerang on purple chest.
Yes, we did.
Now, Top Specialist doesn't know this, but Captain does know this. That there is another sword on Ether Tablet. So now that Captain has his Master Sword, next time he's up in the mountain, he can collect his third sword upgrade.
Yes, definitely.
And those silvers put Helmasaur to bed real quick. They're definitely a nice get to have in this game, and $20 is the prize.
Alongside the green pendant, which can be turned into Sahasrarok, so
Yeah,
that's
with
always good to see.
the mirror right there, it's an easy turn in.
Captain is most likely to go back into Palace of Darkness, which he has done. Yeah, so top specialist is now doing Swamp Palace. Captain 1977 is doing the rest of Palace of Darkness. So they're just checking over themselves effectively. Although we'll see some more checks because Captain 1977 has 2 keys to use. And what he will probably do is try to do a bomb jump in order to save a key.
Yes. I was going to mention that Bonk was he was just on the edge of falling off. Was able to get on the ledge there.
So yeah, Captain is going to be checking the big key chest of Palace of Darkness. This is a new check. Top specialist had no... Oh. Well, Captain is going to be getting that Cane of Samaria first, then.
And I'm sure that somewhere in the back of Captain's mind, a light lit up, telling him his next play is Turtle Rock.
And he just opens this up naturally. And is then going further into Palace of Darkness.
Yeah, having just one small key, he has to be a little bit strategic about his brooding. He's going to do a bomb jump here, I'd imagine, but of course go through the passage underneath while collecting this chest as well to maximize the amount of checks that he can collect.
And the big key of Desert Palace is here, so...
Yep, so there's another light that lit up in the back of his head. Oh, there's Turtle Rock again, saying
Yes.
Desert Palace and Turtle Rock are now gettable gets.
Yes, so from a small key basis, we know where all the small keys of Turtle Rock are. The issue is, I know Top Specialist got a small key to Turtle Rock. The Captain doesn't have. I just can't remember where it is, the one that Captain doesn't have. But that's all falls for small keys to Turtle Rock there.
Looking at what we need, we're essentially... Oh, that's unfortunate. So Captain's going to set up the bomb jump again, I'd imagine. We're just a bombos away from go mode.
I mean, there's a lot more to think about that.
We need a lot more keys. We need Gans. Yeah, there's other things that we're gonna need. But as far as like items, Bombos is the last piece of that puzzle.
As far as items are concerned, but as this is key sanity, let's try and go through what keys are absolutely necessary. Let me see. Thieves Town big key. Misery Mire big key. I'm saying this between shared information here. Yes, Top Specialist did get that Turtle Rock big key. So, in theory, between our runners, they could do Turtle Rock. Ganon's Tower Big Key is what's needed, as well as 2 Castle Tower Small Keys. And sadly, I think it's gonna be those 2 Castle Tower Small Keys that will be holding our runners back.
Captain is just shy a pixel the last couple jumps. So close.
Yes, definitely.
Admire his perseverance, though.
I mean, this is what you get from our wonderful runners.
And this is an important jump. It's 3 checks behind this bomb jump.
And it doesn't work again. The thing is that until, well, basically you'll always get enough small keys in order to enter that room, even if it will be the last check. So it's not as though Captain needs to be doing that bomb jump. Top Specialist is now facing off against Argus. So
that's right. Yeah, and the way that this mode works is you end up doing a lot of double and triple dips. Not unheard of to do a triple dip of pawn. I think Captain's also going to collect his 3rd sword here.
Yes. This looks as though Captain's going to be making his way into Turtle Rock, hoping that Big Key is there. Just thinking from this, he should be able to make it onto Laser Bridge, though. Oh, he flutes away, so he is doing something different. And that is, well, Top Specialist's 4th dungeon down. Just saying this. I say so many possibilities, and then I'm wrong, so I'm not sure what to say about what Captain's going to do. This does look like
almost like it's random.
It's almost as though it's a randomizer. Yes.
We're going to see Graveyard Ledge. Graveyard Ledge.
Yeah. And Top Specialist looks as though he might be doing the Skullwoods and facing off against Mafia now. These are new checks from Captain. And Graveyard Ledge is best vanilla.
Yeah. 11 hearts and a Master Sword is a lot more comfortable, and half magic is a much more comfortable moth fight.
Yes, definitely.
Thank you for making fun of me in the chat there, Mass Critic. Graveyard Ledge. Yeah.
I'm confused. Did Captain do King's Tomb before? Or am I just missing something that we need for King's Tomb? I guess he's just doing Purple Chest first then. Oh well. Top Specialist is going to go for the chest first before doing Mafia. So yeah, we know that this purple chest is the red boomerang. The runners are doing what the other runner has not yet, so yeah. We'll just see what happens. And Captain hasn't left the purple chest behind. Effectively, when Captain has set it up so when he mirrors into Light World, the purple chest should be there to hand in, as Top Specialist has dropped down to Mafia.
Yeah, it's one of the nicer little game glitches. Captain is rewarded with his red boomerang. I'd imagine he's going to check the Bombos tablet while he's here. and Top Specialist is just showing us how much more comfortable the moth fight is. It's still a gross fight. This room is terrible, but it's a much more manageable fight with Top Specialist slowed out at this point.
I actually believe that I might be wrong on this, but I think this room is perfect when you put Moldorm in it.
You know what? It's fantastic when you have a Colster in it because the spikes do damage to the pups.
Oh, yeah.
It makes it a very different fight. We're going to get the checkerboard deck. And ped height.
Oh, can we get ped? Can we get ped? Come on, Top Specialist. Ped. Okay, let's hype this up. Top Specialist is making his way into the Sacred Grove, going past the woodland creatures with a book in hand, and it is maximum health increased. It is a full party. So, in the meantime, Captain is going to be doing the rest of Desert Palace, which is a crystal. While it seems like Top Specialist might be going back into Palace of Darkness in order to complete it. So, yes. Captain 1977 is now going to Lammo. Again, we haven't seen what Lammo will give. This should be an easy fight with the silver arrows. That's one down. Two down.
Two down.
Captain is doing some sword slashes.
And Matt, Pyro Castle.
Yep. 3 down. Lammo is done. That is the 6th dungeon Captain has done. And that is Lammo down. Lammo wasn't playing so nice today. Captain will not completely leave Desert Palace, though. Most likely. He still has the Desert Palace big chest that he hasn't done yet.
This will be a new check for us. So.
And it's just a compass. So, just thinking about clearable dungeons. Currently, there's only Pod for Top Specialist, and then Ice Palace for Captain. Where do you go from there? As Captain is going into Ice Palace.
Yeah, well, I mean, Turtle Rock. Until we get that almost medallion, that's pretty much after Ice Palace. The only place either of these runners have left.
Yeah,
having the mirror means that there's a few more checks. I guess there's also Spike Cave. That's a possibility.
Spike Cave definitely is a possibility here.
I'm going to ask you a question, Gar, and I'm going to ask everyone in chat a question here, because this is something I've always wondered about. Has anyone ever took damage on the spikes behind Elmsummer?
I don't remember doing so, but My gut says yes, so...
Yeah, I mean, like, as deadly an arena as the Moth fight is, I do not understand why there's spikes there at all. Now, hopefully Top Specialist remembers to turn in the green pendant, which is something that Captain hasn't done. So
that is a possibility. Yeah, it definitely is a weird place for spikes, and yes, I think we've all dealt with those spikes ourselves.
excellent mirror just right on the doorstep there, and $20.
I feel like Top Specialist should have been rewarded with more than 20
Yeah, what a
for that
cheapskate!
mirror.
What a cheapskate!
Exactly.
So Captain picks up his bug net. It just occurred to me that the bug net is not on the tracker. So that's one less click for Roti. But I wanted to give a shout out to him because he is doing some serious lifting in this particular mode. There's a lot to keep track of. So if you can, give Roti a follow and some thumbs up in chat for all the hard work that he's been doing.
Yeah, I mean, not only has Roti got to be checking all the items, yeah, it's also all the keys, all the small keys, all of that.
But not the bug net. So both of our runners are just retracing their steps. Captain heading into his Coaster fight. Celestials is going to collect his big key chest, which I believe was a map to something, and then go into his Lambo fight. And then we're basically synced up.
Yep. Cold stare, more like cold cotton candy. There you go.
They can't all be winners, Goran.
So, Captain makes good work of that cold stare fight, clearing his, well, his 7th dungeon.
Dungeon and putting $20 in his pocket. What flavor? I learned this recently. So I got a cotton candy machine for my nephews, and I learned that you can make cotton candy out of any hard candy you want. Mass credit. So it could be any flavor, as long as it's a hard candy.
So, I've just been checking things to clarify. So forgive me if I've gotten this wrong. I knew that the Turtle Rock Big Key was in Ice Palace. Because it was redone, I didn't notice so much on Captain's side. Has Captain now got the Turtle Rock Big Key? Yes? Okay. So that makes all of... Well, I'm pretty sure Captain can do all of Turtle Rock. Again, if I'm wrong about this, let me know. This is Captain's first dip into Turtle Rock, so he can optimize his keys. Whilst Top Specialist, I believe that Top Specialist, went for the lava chest, for instance.
and with the mirror, it also means that he can check Mimic Cave as well. Jerk rocks being jerk rocks.
Definitely.
Right, and Meyer Key in the Skullwood's big chest.
But yeah, so Top Specialist has done some of this dungeon, not all of it. We'll be able to see quite a few checks here from Captain. And yeah, it seems as though Top Specialist is doing Graveyard Ledge. We'll see if he does King's Tomb. I know that Captain didn't do King's Tomb, and that confused me slightly, so if there's something with regards to the requirements of King's Tomb I'm missing, somebody please say.
Yeah, that's hopefully that is a decision that he realized and not one that he clicks off on his tracker. That's always a sad thing to see when there's a misclick on it. That's a particularly unfortunate last location in that case too.
Yes, definitely. I see. So the key that Top Specialist had that Captain didn't was actually in Turtle Rock. So Captain can full clear this now.
Yeah.
And that was a small key to Pod, so it could be useful. It could actually be useful because...
Could be useful. We didn't see on either side the big chest and then the dark room chest.
Yes, exactly.
In Pod.
So Top Specialist is now going into Back of... Sorry, not Back of Escape. Well, yes, Back of Escape.
Yep. Dark Cross.
It's called Dark Cross because the room is in the shape of a cross, and it's a dark room. So, meaning that you need the lamp in order... Well, you don't need the lamp to traverse it, but the lamp helps a lot.
Yeah, it's hard to decode the name of things sometimes, but not the name behind Dark Cross. Piece of heart. Alright, so Captain is able to put away the pokey that plagued Top Specialist last time, so everything after this is going to be new chat.
And to chat, normally we don't say if anybody else is finished yet, and look at it until the first runner on the restream has finished. But I'm just going to guess it. As a guess, I would be highly doubtful anybody is finished yet. Top Specialist is giving the first chest in Castle Tower, which has been available for, well, quite a while. It was just 5 rupees then. Okay, so
here we have a look into Mimic Cave. Doing a little whack-a-mole. And is gonna collect some bombs.
Are they really moles though? Or are they mimicking moles?
At what point? Let me ask you this: at what point is there a difference? Right? If it wanders around like a mole, oh, there's bomb mode. So that's a must-have item. That puts Captain in item go mode. Now he still needs to get a big key, and I don't think we've seen any powered keys yet, have we?
No, we haven't. So to clarify, what we're missing is a Thieves Town big key, Misery Mire big key, Ganon's Tower big key, and 2 Castle Tower small keys.
Yeah. So it means that we're still going to be opening every chest, at least for the time being. But as far as items that Captain is going to need to complete the game outside of keys, he has a loadout to be able to fight Ganon.
Yes, definitely. Top Specialist getting that big key of Desert Palace will be able to finish Desert now. Captain is on Laser Bridge. We'll see if Captain goes for safety.
Yeah.
Especially with those falls.
Yes, that's looking like he's going to make that choice, and I think that that's the right choice here.
Yeah, so we call this a safety because what happens when you die is that you go to the front of the dungeon entrance. The thing is, every place where you can go out of and go back into the dungeon is called an entrance, as we can see here. So because Captain went out of the dungeon this way, this is effectively Captain's new entrance, which means that Captain can start from this area here. And that's the big key of Thieves Town, so Thieves Town is now full clearable. Big key of Thieves Town in Laser Bridge.
Top Specialist blocking himself in... there we go. He's going to have to take another run at this one.
And, yeah. Yeah, to clarify how many keys we're missing, it should be 4 from my notes, because it should be the Misery Mire big key, Ganon's Tower big key, and the 2 Castle Tower small keys. Because Aghanim needs to be defeated.
And Captain is in his Trinex fight just as Top Specialist is entering his Incredible Rock.
Yeah, Top Specialist will be able to save a little bit of time because he's checked some of the chests here. However, if we were comparing like for like, you know, Captain has defeated Trinex. There's no way Top Specialist can get to Trinex in this time frame.
It's true. Like they're pretty close. Another $20. The runners are pretty close. Just Captain's like maybe about 2 or 3 minutes ahead at this point.
2 or 3 minutes ahead in Turtle Rock. Top Specialist still needs to complete Desert Palace. And of course, some players have done checks that other players haven't.
Yes.
So Captain is fluting away and is going to give us the back of Thieves Town. The back of Thieves Town will be 4 items. So it'll be nice to see what these items are.
Yes, Barry, we still need the Ganon Tower big key.
Ah, yes. For people noticing the mode, I'll explain the mode again. It's all dungeons, so you need to complete all dungeons to beat this game. Keys, meaning that effectively, you know, most of the keys are mixed up in the normal inventory of everything, and boots, meaning that the runners start off with the boots. Because it's all dungeons, what we need is the Misery Mire big key and the Ganon's Tower big key. And, yeah, we do need the Ganon's Tower big key because we need to defeat Aga too. And then the 2 Castle Tower small keys.
Now, at the very beginning of the game, you and I guessed where the gang tower big key is.
I'm
And
getting more and more happy.
both of our checks are still on the table. So just to remind chat, Goron took the safe route and guessed Gana's tower, where there's 22 checks. 20 of them, I believe, can be the big key. And I guessed Misery Mire, where I think that there's like 2 or 3 checks.
Misery Mire.
Maybe 4 maximum.
There should be 8 checks in Misery Mire.
Well, the odds are getting better for me all the time.
But yeah, that's 2 checks in Misery Mire itself that you'd have normally. 3 for small keys that would be small key chests. 1 for big key and 1 for map, 1 for compass. So that should be 8. So yes, you may very well win this.
I accept your gracious conceit. Oh, poor top specialist. Top specialist did get his safety as well.
And looking back at it, we do have one guess in chat. Thieves Town basement big chest.
Yes, and we're about
Coming
to
up
find
right
out.
now. No.
Oh, that
Sorry, chat.
single dollar just is like rubbing into the face. That's unfortunate. Also unfortunate, top specialist getting shot again from the laser. The laser bridge can be a tough time.
Yes, that's why the safety can be very useful here. Captain going to go into the blind fight.
I'm sure he's glad to see that cape, though.
Sorry, what did Blind say? I missed some of that. I missed some of that. I heard something about being a boulder or something.
Cape straps there from Cat.
And that was just a full heart container. I'm definitely going to see that again on top specialist side because I feel as though the seat might not. Yeah, well, you should see it again, Bracera.
Well, I'll make a note of it. And we're off to the mire next, I believe, on Captain's side.
Yep. So I said 8 full checks. The thing is that I can't tell you how many of those are locked behind key doors. Oh, Captain is going up. This might be a spiked cave check. But with Misery Mire, I know that 7 aren't locked behind the big key. So that's 7 possible checks for the Misery Mire big key in Misery Mire. And most likely the big key is in Misery Mire. Oh,
so
sorry, it's because of the big chest.
My apologies. Giving me some heart palpitations with low magic and just 1 heart. Bobbing and weaving around that turtle head.
And thank you, chat. I see. The line definitely has a lot of advice tonight.
Oh, I get it. That's funny. That's a good joke. It's almost as good as the joke I heard today. I'll tell you and I'll tell chat, and I won't be ashamed of it. Where do rainbows go when they're bad? They go to prism. But it's a light sentence. It's a light sentence.
I see. Captain 1977 is opening up Ganon's Tower.
Tower.
So we
And-
will see if the big key is in here.
That was a spicy Trinex fight with on heart.
Phew, GG's to top specialist. Yeah.
My blood pressure can come back down.
I just mean for the fight, not for the seed itself. I probably shouldn't be saying GG's, because that's only for when Ganon is defeated. Nothing in Hope Room. Captain is going for, I believe it's the Compass Room.
So does Captain not have the Misery Mire big key? We're on the look for
Captain does not have the Misery Mire big key, so it's possible that the Misery Mire big key is in Ganon's Tower. Whatever the case, if the Misery Mire big key or the Ganon's Tower big key, sorry, are in Ganon's Tower, then, well, this is good. One small key to Castle Tower. If that small key leads to one of the big keys, that's definitely very useful here. So that's what we're looking for. The Ganon's Tower big key and the Misery Mire big key. Nothing on the torch. Again, the Ganon's Tower big key could be anywhere. It could be in Misery Mire. The Misery Mire big key could be in Misery Mire. So this could hold out. Close to nothing. That Castle Tower big key, sorry, the Castle Tower small key was necessary. So that means that at the very least some of this was useful. And would have been seen anyways, but we'll see if there's anything more useful here. Small key to...
pod. That's another place that our runners might need to take another trek back to.
So if that pod small key leads to, again, the Misery Mire or Ganon's Tower big keys, that's big.
And is Top Specialist doing the Egg climb?
No, Top Specialist is in the back of Desert.
Oh, he's in Desert. Sorry, I had a mind blank for a second there, yeah.
No worries. Captain is going to go back. Now, this is fun because you remember my guess. I did make my guess more and more important. So I did give you a specific guess. That was bottom left rando room. Captain 1977 will be going into rando room shortly, so we'll see if my guess was precise this time. And rando room is coming up shortly.
It was a blink and miss it Lambo fight, and he's rewarded with a map to Hyrule Castle. And his 1, 2, 3, 4,
Definitely.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Oh! Triceratops, do you want to announce what I did today?
I'm sorry, man, I missed it. I was watching a Lambo fight.
Okay, so the bottom left rando room, the bottom left rando room, which was my specific guess
I know.
for the GT big key.
Is it even random? That's what? There's like 216 checks in this game. I think.
And I chose the correct guess.
That's impressive.
How?
That was impressive. Good job.
I'm gonna say I win some more commentary for that, hopefully.
You definitely win some internet points for sure.
But yeah, sorry, chat, if I had a little bit of evil laughter there. But, you know, I don't know how I predicted that. so Captain 1977 is facing off against Armos Knights 2. And Captain is checking 3 more checks here. We'll see if he goes into Tar Room. He chooses not to. Again, Captain is still looking for that Misery Mire big key.
Yeah, so not a lot of places left that it can be. He does need to do the Ega 2 fight, so this is the reason why he's doing the climb. There's a couple chests along the way. Taking the gamble that Tile Room is going to be nothing because that's a long wait. But we also still have a couple chests and pods, and of course we also have Mystery Mire. Could be in the mire itself.
Captain 1977 needs the Misery Mire big key because this is all dungeons. Yeah, Captain 1977 is making the climb, facing off against those, well,
Golos, or whatever they're called.
Yeah, I was like, they're Stalfos, and then I'm like,
Stalfos.
wait a second, they aren't Stalfos, because the other ones are Stalfos, though.
Skelly men. And horse,
Yeah, I guess
horse
so.
dudes. Yeah. I also want to say that this chat that we have for this particular race has been particularly fun and to engage with. So thanks for keeping us company here during this race and keeping us entertained, chat.
Yes, definitely. I mean, it's just wonderful having you here, and it really helps us commentating when we have such a lovely chat such as you here. So just thank you. And there we see it again. So, must remember to be bolder.
I mean, I can't imagine being any bolder than picking one single chest out of this whole game and saying this is where the most important item of the game is.
You know, sometimes you got to make a.
And that's still
not
Blind is saying that's still not enough. Blind is saying that's still not enough. What more do you need to do, Goron?
One heart, full clear, green mail, master sword, silverless. I've just got to do one.
You said it, not me, man.
It's only when it's that I can well, So, still no Misery Mire big key for Captain as he goes up to face against Moldorm 2. And that's just brilliant. One Tempered Sword Swing and Moldorm 2 is down. We'll see the last chest here, and that is a small key to Castle Tower.
So he has both of them, so you need to do the entire climb before you go to Castle Tower.
Yes, exactly.
Typically, you do the Ega climb last in this mode, but anyone who wanted to do the climb before Ganon's Tower was in for a bad time.
Well,
because both of the Castle Tower keys were here.
Yes, definitely. Because Castle Tower is finished, do you think that finishing Castle Tower before Misery Mire might be a good play here? There's still one item that our runners can pick up in Castle Tower.
You know
and
what?
that might very well be the big key.
I think so. I'm wondering if the captain is going to decide to go back to pod, because there's also 3 checks, I think, in pod as well.
Yes, and top specialist is going to be now going into GT. And that is Agatu down.
And I don't know if you know this or not, Garan, but Aga was Ganon all along. And now he's back. Spooky stuff. Spooky stuff.
Definitely spooky stuff. So wait, Ganon's a vampire?
Yes, and also the goose can travel through dimensions. There's a lot of skipped at the end. So Captain is going to do the tower climb here and face off with Aga yet again. There's two checks in this particular dungeon.
Yep, one has been checked by top specialist. That was the 5 rupees that Captain has picked up. The other one hasn't because nobody has had any Castle Tower small keys until now. Well, it's not here, and it doesn't have to be here to clarify.
So it still could be in pod. It still could be in Misery Mire itself.
My calling on it from item density is that it's in Misery Mire.
Yeah.
Although, yes, the extra items in pod that Captain can now check, there's probably 3 items Captain can check in pod.
Do you care to guess a particular chest in Misery Mire?
Not this time. I think I've done enough for tonight.
Yep, and also chat pointing out that tile room is also possible.
Yes, tile room is possible. Captain did miss that out. It would be terrible if it was tile, though.
Yeah, but that's also going to be terrible for everybody. Just a reminder that even though there's only 2 restreamers, there's 12 runners in this particular race today.
Let me just think about it. Good point. I didn't see GT Big Key Chest checked.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's a check you don't.
Oh, it was good. Thank you. Thank you, chat.
Yeah, the Ganon Tower Big Chest is a chest you don't often see in Randomizer in most modes.
Yes.
Because you're looking for a big key, and it's never going to be in the big key chest itself.
Forgive me. Chat, get your answers between 0 and 15 for how many blue balls Aga is going to admit for Captain 1977's fight. My guess will be 1.
9. Oh, I'm going to say 4.
Okay, so the script for Aga is that it's 1 normal one, and then it's a 50-50 shot for the next 3 between normal and the other type.
That's 2 so far.
And then the 5th one is always the lightning. So we're on 2 at the moment.
And Captain does have a case of the beepies, so he needs to be careful here.
That is 3. And that is 3.
Hey, very good job.
Yeah,
Have some internet points.
Congratulations, Barry Lock, for, well, winning the Agnum Blue Balls guessing game. So, where does Captain go now? I'm saying Misery Mire.
Misery Mire seems to make sense to my brain as well. But he's gonna finish up. He's gonna clean up Pod first.
Also, we do have a specific guess from somebody in chat, so if they if they get it right, I might as well, acknowledge it. Somebody has said Maya cutscene for the Big Key and Maya, saying that it's going to be vanilla.
I was gonna say that isn't that the vanilla location for the Big Key there.
Now, what we might see is that's a shame from Top Specialist. A death going down. Bob, the anti-fairy, which is an anti-fairy that changes effectively if you've bonked the torch, has killed Top Specialist. So Top Specialist is now just doing the climb.
So that won't hurt him. That won't hurt him too bad because the second castle tower key is.
Yes, it's up the climb.
Yeah.
And there was nothing on Amos on ice. We'll see if it's pod now for Captain 1977. Yeah, the only way that it will hit Top Specialist is if it's Tile Room. But then again, both of them have missed out on Tile Room. Okay, so that's just money in the Palace of Darkness Big Key chest. And Top Specialist is...
I think he's trying to do the glitch, to have them moonwalk off the screen.
I thought it was an out-of-bounds glitch as well, but I'm just a little bit confused because, yeah, okay. It was just the Mimic wasn't playing nice effectively.
Alright, no need to bomb jump this time. We have enough keys to collect all the items here.
By the way, this will be tough if Captain finds out this is the Misery Mire Big Key, because Captain was trying to bomb jump.
Yeah, it definitely means that if you were able to make that skip, it puts you at a major time advantage.
Okay, first chest in the Dodongo Dark Room was a small key to Ice Palace. There is another chest in this room, and that is the shovel, so the shovel could lead to the big key. And now we're going for the big chest.
Shovel could lead to mushroom, that could lead to powder.
Talking about the powder, so it can't lead to the powder because the powder's there as well. So 2 fetch quests for Captain.
Fetch quests. So do you do the fetch quests first?
I mean,
they're both pretty quick.
Yeah, I think so. They're pretty quick as one-off checks. So yeah, Captain is going into Dark World first.
He's going to do Pyramid Fairy. Yep.
Yeah.
So it looks like we're going to see almost every single check in this game today.
It definitely seems that way. Apart from Tile Room, of course. And here Captain is showing us what I meant by, just mirroring using the defeat of Aga 1 in order to effectively, have a little bit easier of a route for the Pyramid Fairy. And now Captain's going to go for these fetch quests. So if these... Oh.
He's
going
going
to go for Misery Mire.
Misery Mire has been on the table for quite a while now. With the only option, the only real reason why our runners have avoided it is we don't know where the big key is.
Yes, exactly. In all fairness, Misery Mire hasn't been... It's been around for a bit of a while. It's because, to clarify, the Bombos was actually in Turtle Rock, which is one of the last dungeons both of our runners have done. But they could have well done Misery Mire before entering GT.
That's what I meant. Some spooky music to accompany our Misery Mire track.
Definitely sounding nice here. And let's see if Captain 1977 goes straight for the cutscene chest. Gets a fairy and a bottle in the first check, which I believe is well,
Bottle number 3.
The map or the compass check.
Yeah, never say no to a fairy in a bottle. And we're here in the cutscene chest already.
Yep. So as this is all dungeons keys boots, reminded the big key doesn't have to be in Misery Mire, but the Misery Mire has the most possibility out of all the options, and sadly it wasn't in cutscene chest this time. And there's 4 more checks for Captain to do before it's either the fetch quests or Spike Cave hasn't been done either, or Tile Room. And is there anything else?
I don't think so at this point. We essentially almost cleared the whole map. But you're right, Spike Cave, Tile Room, and our fetch quest.
And there's the gold sword, which will help Captain. 2 more checks here in Misery Mire. Red mail definitely helps as well. And chat pointing out that Aga was a bully to Top Specialist. Top Specialist does defeat Aga 2. We'll see if Top Specialist goes for Aga 1 after that. This is the last check in Misery Mire. Is it the big key? Yes, it is! It's a God Mire.
It's a God Mire. Finally.
So, well, yep. And at 2 hours 13 minutes, Captain 1977 is in go mode, having to complete Misery Mire and then defeat Ganon in order to win. Well,
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but you're probably not going to know what's on Magic Bat this race.
I mean, I'm not so fond of Magic Bat myself, so you know.
Oh, why would you be? It puts a curse on you.
That always confused me. It was like, hey, have the curse of efficiency. But yeah, Captain will need to go for Victorious. we'll not need to do any more checks. Yeah, so... And then we'll just have to defeat Ganon, and that will be Buttersword Silvers.
Yeah, and with the silvers here on Vitreous, it becomes a bit of a trivial fight as well.
Yes, definitely.
Or more target practice than anything.
Now I'm just imagining that character with the, is it a banjo or something? Just playing whenever you hit an eye. And there, that is the final dungeon done for Captain 1977.
Yep, all he has left is a date with a pig and cross the bridge.
Yep. There, what advice does Ganon have for us? Join me, hero, and I shall make our force the greatest in the Dark World, or else you will die. So,
So he's basically Darth Vader today.
Maybe. Captain getting those Buttersword swipes out on Ganon. And Ganon now being in third phase. So, gets 2 hits there. Gets 3 hits, and Ganon will say, you have the silvers soon. Ganon teleporting away, being trouble whilst top specialist is facing off against Aghanim currently. And Captain getting that 4th hit out on Ganon. Yeah, oh no, Silver, my one true weakness. Captain getting off that torch glitch. Getting those Silver's arrows out. And that's 1, 2,
and
3, right. And 4. Get your GGs. You go.
I was gonna say, get your GGs in chat for Captain 1977 putting away the pig, and it's gonna cross the bridge with an official race time of 1:16:44. Good job, good job.
And we'll see if Captain 1977 goes for interviews. Goes for an interview with us. To clarify, everybody else in the race. So Humbug has finished with a time of 1:44:42. 2C has finished with a time of 1:46:39. In the name of DT has finished in 1:52:25. Breve has finished with 1:55:36. Dapper Wormman finished with 1:59:54. Shimmaru finished 2:02:25. Hyrule 2:02:48. Arya Stark 2:09:42. 2:06:27, and that leaves us in 9th place. First on the restream, Captain 1977 finished with a time of 2:16:44.
And we're joined by the good captain himself. Good job, good job.
Yeah, GG's.
GG.
I mean, how did you find the seed?
The seed was fine. My gameplay wasn't fine. No, the seed was fine, I think, but just that Meyer Bicky really got me because it just happened to be in Meyer. So, but other than that, it wasn't bad.
Not only was it in Meyer, it was in the last possible check that it could have been in Meyer.
I mean, you could have done that one first. I mean, but
I mean,
he said that you always go to the right side first. So I mean, yeah, but what can he do?
So this will be an interesting one to watch the restream. I know Goran's too humble to talk about this, but I will. At the very beginning of the game, I made a joke about how the bin could be anywhere, get your guesses in, 216 options, right?
Yeah.
And Goron not only guessed that it was in Ganondorf's tower, he guessed the exact chest in the exact room where the
Random room.
random room
Lower,
bottom left.
lower left, bottom left. Yeah. Wow.
First minute of the game.
Well, yeah. Sometimes that just happens. I'm just trying to think about this match because there was so much. The one thing I would say to you is I admire you for your bravery, Captain. With regards to Martha 3 times, we were rooting you on for all of that.
Yeah, Montiel is not my friend. It's sometimes difficult for me. Yeah, it's the arena. But you know, I'm just glad I got it finally. But yeah, it's difficult for me personally. But then I almost died, but I did kill him again. So.
Yeah, Mothula is one of the grosser fights, especially with I think he had fighter sword, and he didn't have the double magic magic at the time.
Right, that was a nice palace. So I mean, that was gonna happen.
So you know, and you had 8 hearts maybe. Like the loadout was not great.
Yeah.
We admire your perseverance, and Tat was cheering you on pretty heavily. So
yeah,
we're sending you as many good vibes as possible in that moment. We're gonna get a blind lumberjack check on top specialist inside.
Oh yeah, I didn't check this.
Nobody has yet, so
cool. Alright. Yeah, I was worried about this too as well, but yeah, not a lot of double dips really. Oh, $20, okay. Not a lot of double dips in dungeons. You know, I got to clear Eastern fairly early. I went back in the pod when I didn't really have to, but I kept failing the hammer jump, so I was worried that there could have been something there, but
it seemed like you were just a pixel off. Looks like top specialist is going to clear up a couple of these side quests. We're going to learn what's on Magic Fat Goron, so you can rest easy tonight.
I guess. Oh, yeah. So I guess we will see that now. And the Cane of Burner. Decent.
So the bomb jump, which would have saved some time, but not really needed anywhere because there were just a couple vegetables. Is there anything, Captain, that you're going to take away from this team? Something that you want to practice? Something that you are going to treat as a learning experience for next time?
And not really. I mean, my Haripot was really good. I should learn Bomb Diver Down. How about that? That could probably save me a minute or two.
Yes, that Haripot was the smoothest I've ever seen. I
very good, yeah.
Mentioned that when it happened.
Yeah, my Icebreaker got it like second try, which is I've been failing that miserably lately, and I was just happy to get it when I did. But other than that, you know, it's just a normal 80 key seed. You know, both Castle Tower keys, horse speed, and GT. So you know that's normal. Yeah, you know. Meyer Medallion beating the TR. It is what it is, so I was just hoping to see the Meyer Big Key and GT as well, but you know, whatever.
Okay, so there are 2 things in my head, but it's all screaming Pod. So the first thing is, what were your thoughts on Pod? Because it did have a few good things, like the Cane of Samaria and 2 big keys. And with that, because my knowledge isn't so good, so I know I am helping myself on this, but what actually is the Palace of Darkness key logic? Because I do think, and I am sorry, chat, for it. I was messing that up a little bit, so...
Yeah, I want to say back a pod, like the dark rupee hallways locked by like 4 keys. That part, and Kane was locked by 1 key. So that was completely illogic. I think the only thing that are really locked by all 6 small keys are the dark maze and the big key chest. But you can get to everything else like with like minimum 4 keys and be in logic, I think, something like that. So, but and then when it's like I sequence broke the Myth in Hero, which was I was like, ooh, okay. So I get that.
The Hera was, having the book there, you could check Ether right away. Having the bits opened up the Dark Death Mountain. It was a convenient Hera. If I remember correctly, way back at the beginning of the game, Kakariko Village also had some nice stuff like the flute and a bottle right off the top.
Yeah, of course I did CAC skips, so there had to be good stuff with CAC. So, oh well.
Yeah, just thinking as well. I mean, in this mode, all players were given the boots. What were your thoughts? What are your thoughts about boot seeds compared to non-boot seeds? Do you do anything differently when you're starting with the boots? Do you think out differently?
My starting route is completely different because I like to start at Sanctuary. I'll do Bonk Rocks and the Green Pendant check, and then and do a Houlihan, and just so I know I have money. But turns out there was plenty of money there anyway. So, but yeah, I like to do the route I did. So I like to get this early to get the Green Pendant information.
Both you and Top Specialist spent the first moments of the game collecting Houlihan money. The two of you were pretty in sync for the first little bit. One of the big differences, and I'm going to forget who did what, I think Top Specialist went to Pod early and got his Cane of Samaria, while you ended up doing the Smith chain and getting the mirror, and that led you to Swamp.
Yeah. Yeah,
so that allowed him to open up Turtle Rock. He actually did a couple dips into Turtle Rock because he did TR right after Hera. You were both in Hera at the same time, or around the same time. But of course, when you went into Turtle Rock, you had all your keys and the big key to just move all the way through it.
Yeah. Yeah, the single dip TR is always nice and it's kind of see. For sure.
Talking about Tower of Hera, basically the Tower of Hera small key was in the Hookshot Cave right after both of you finished Tower of Hera. Did you ever worry about that, or what were your thoughts on that?
Not really. I mean, it was, if I hadn't found anything, like that was the last location for me was Hera, because I had both big and small keys for that, but I wasn't worried about it because with myths blocking the Hera big key blocking the myths, I wasn't too worried that there was going to be something there. So I mean, it was fine. I don't think it was anything important, so I wasn't too worried about it.
Top Specialist is in his Vitreous Fate. Deciding to do some cane, or sorry, using some cape juice instead of the silvers. I put Vitreous down quickly, and he's going to go have his team.
So yeah, Top Specialist will soon be undergoing Ganon. Just finished off his final dungeon.
Now he didn't end up getting, because he a little bit bullied on the gauntlet. He ended up not getting his butters.
Oh, he didn't say we quit. Okay.
So, Captain, how long
Yeah.
have you been playing Key Sanity?
Well, I played it. I was in the ALTTPR League last year. I played it in that. I was in the AD Keys tournament. That was, I think that was last year. So, I mean, I'm fairly familiar with the whole concept of AD Keys, so.
Yeah, because it's a mode that definitely, it's like the next level up. Once you get comfortable with like regular randomizer, the next step I think is Sanity. But there's definitely a learning curve. Do you have any advice for any aspiring rando runners that want to make that next leap?
Yes, learn your minor glitches, like Parapot is very useful in this mode. That you don't have to wait for your Hera big key to complete Hera, or learn your hammer jump. That way you don't require all 6 pod small keys to full clear pod. Stuff like that. Just
yeah. So if you got your glitches under your belt, it streamlines your movement through the game.
Yes, exactly.
I do have a question kind of for everybody but us, just in case some other races who have finished are in the chat now. Where was Ether? I mean, there were only a few places left for it.
Okay, maybe.
Okay, maybe on the mushroom we never found.
Oh yeah, we never found the mushroom either.
Shovel spot I never checked.
It could have been. Yeah, it could have been on the mushroom. It could have been Owl Room. What Ped was? Ped was a heart container.
Yeah. Yeah, it could have been like Meyer Big Chest too. We didn't check that, so.
All right, and there goes Ganon, our top specialist. Crossing the bridge, and his official time is 2 hours, 31 minutes, and 59 seconds. So get your GGs in chat again for top specialist.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah,
so
GG's to him finishing there.
Yep. So Captain finished 9th. After Captain, Saunders 316 came in at 220.04, and then top specialist at 231.58.
And GG's top specialist.
I think your mic might be muted, my friend.
So,
we also lost that sweet Chrono Trigger music.
Yes, definitely. Just thinking what else to say until top specialist comes up here. I mean, what else really was there? This seed wasn't so good on swords early on, effectively. I mean, that goes into the Mothra fight, all of that, really. I mean, what were your opinions on that, Captain? Without that many
there's always a sword in swamp, right? That's what they say in their buzz. And of course, we saw the sword on the Ether tablet, which you need Master Sword to get, and the fourth one was in Meyer. So, yeah, there he is. Right.
I just had the
Welcome, top
settings wrong.
specialist. Welcome, good job. How are you feeling, my friend?
Yeah, that ending felt a little unpleasant, but I felt the rest of the run was pretty fun though.
Yeah, that was a gross place for the Meyer key, eh?
Yeah, almost last location. All I had was a few checks in GT and I think Hera basement, and I think that's it.
Yes, we basically saw between you and the captain. I think we saw almost the entire game as far as like what checks were where. There's maybe 5 checks that we didn't see.
I mean, Captain's collection rate is 190. I wonder how much yours is, Top Specialist. Do you have a guess about your collection rate?
I would guess probably 190-ish, yeah.
Yeah, and full clear GT, that's gonna happen. So
I actually couldn't full clear GT because I died on the way down to the second Ice Armos, and I got like stun locked by a ferry, or by Bob's ferry.
oh,
Yeah, so at that point you turned around and you did the climb.
yeah, it wasn't anything important back there anyway.
Well, that's good. I was sweating when I was facing Trinex, though. That was clutch.
Oh man, I was having heart palpitations. You were on that one heart for so long, and you were just bobbing and weaving in between like the turtle head jabs. It was a stressful fight.
And I was kind of clowning a little in GT, trying to do a mimic clip for fun, but it didn't work out for me.
Yeah. So we were talking, Goran. You asked this question, and I think we got interrupted because Top Specialist joined us about how this game was pretty cruel on its sword placement, at least in the first
Yes.
of the game. How you guys feel with your fighter sword on some of those more unpleasant bosses?
I mean, personally, as long as it's not vitreous, I don't care.
I had silvers pretty early for that. I wasn't even worried about really any boss. So yeah. You missed the fourth sword admire there. It was the other chest you didn't check.
Oh,
That's
188 collection rate. I
oh,
didn't check the last one in Meyer because I finally found the big key, and I was like, okay, I'm done with this seed.
yeah. Yeah, I did the spike chest before the bridge chest, so yeah, it's
Top Specialist, I'm going to ask the same question that I asked Captain. For anyone, so the way I see it is, key sanity is kind of like the next level up for randomizer. If you get comfortable with playing your regular randomizer, your open seed, key sanity is sort of like the next stage where things can get a little bit more complex. What advice do you have for any aspiring runner who wants to dip their toes into key sanity? Oh, your collection rate was lower than Captain's. Interesting, because you did a bunch of the quest checks at the end.
Yeah, it's only slightly lower because of that death in GT. If it hadn't been for that, it would have been slightly higher, I believe.
So, what key sanity pro tips do you have?
Honestly, I think if you just try all dungeons first before diving into key sanity, because when you get into key sanity, you got to get into the habit of grabbing everything and skipping little until you're able to skip, if you have the knowledge to be able to skip chests. That, and if you can learn it, then learn the bomb jump in Dark Palace I haven't learned it yet, but it'll save you a key.
Yeah, I forget if it was captain or top specialist, but we did see valiant attempts to do the bomb jump and dog list. And it was just a pixel off a couple of times.
Yeah, that was you, Captain. Yeah. I don't know if there's anything more you want to say about that. It was very valiant, and it was just a shame. It was good that there was nothing in the pod dark rooms.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I honestly, I'm glad I didn't get those because I had 2 fetch quests, and those are 2 things I didn't check. So, yeah.
But yeah, talking about pod, top specialist, you did pod earlier than Captain 1977 did. What were your thoughts on that? I mean, you got, I believe, the Tower of Hera big key and the Cane of Samaria from pod itself. There was another big key, but that was locked behind Palace of Darkness small keys.
Yeah, in regards to that, I was just trying to find something to do. I don't remember early on too well. I remember struggling in Eastern a little bit, but as far as getting the cane and pod and the big key for Tower of Hera, I don't remember what my thought on that was. I just remember going back into pod like 3 times or 4 times or something to try and find that last big key for Meyer.
Yeah, I'm just, in a
We
sense,
have.
it was. You go, Barcer.
I was gonna say, my AirPods are telling me that we need to wrap this up, or at least I need to wrap this up. Do we have any final thoughts about this particular seed?
Not particularly. Just thanks for the restream as always. Tracking and comms. Just
Yeah, thanks for putting us on. We appreciate it.
Yeah, this was a particularly fun seed to watch. It's definitely worth picking up the VOD. The chat was particularly lively. This was a fun experience. Thanks again, Goron, for coming with me, and Roti for keeping us honest with the tracking, and everyone who joined the party in chat. And of course, to Top Specialist and Captain for putting on a great show.
thanks for having me.
Yeah, same. And thanks for tracking and restreaming. We all appreciate it.
Yeah, I can only say what everybody else has said. Just thank you to both of you, Captain 1977 and Top Specialist, for allowing to be restreamed and for us to see you here. It was a lot of fun to see what actions you did, and you know how the seed was effectively. And again, thank you for co-comming Triceratops, and thank you for the tracking, Roti. And thank you, for Speed Gaming for, restreaming all of this.
Yep. So until next time, guys, keep it between the ditches, and we'll catch you on the next one.
All right. Bye-bye.